Come on into the room, be coachable, teachable, trainable, and post your city and state where you're catching this information from on today. I would greatly appreciate it so that I am available to see where this information that I consistently deliver is reaching out here in these internet streets. Okay. I am Brandmaster Martina Yelverton, and I am your cash flow queen and founder of the #1 legal tax hack. So should you choose to hire your kids in your own home-based business, I actually give you the skills, the frameworks, the workflow, the blueprints, and all of that on how to get that done, right? But beyond that, here today, I'm actually available to discuss with you guys how to avoid a $10,000 mistake I made and give you an update to the 5 W's of branding. So again, that's what we're here to discuss on today. But I like to have engagement when I'm giving this information. So if you would like to, you can definitely drop a hi in the chat. You can drop a location in the chat, just in the US, UK, wherever it is that you guys are in these internet streets, so that I can see again where my value is reaching. Okay. So again, today's topic is the 5 W's of branding and updated version. So hopefully when I pull everything up, I'll get my screen shared in just a moment. If you're interested in following along, hey there, so good to see y'all. If you're interested in following along with everything that I'm actually going to be discussing on today, you can actually go to cheatsheet.martinayelverton.com and you will be able to download the sheet that I am going to show visibly on the screen to help you guys visualize. I know we have visual learners, we have audio learner, Marilyn in the house. Good to see you. We have different types of learning levels. Kinesthetic learners, where people would prefer to print things out and write things down. Then if you go to cheat sheet, my name, martinayelverton.com, then you are available to print out that download, and you are available to fill in this information as we go through this information to make sure that it lands, that it sticks, that it stays with you guys, okay? So otherwise, the way that I'm going to be sharing this information, you should be able to retain it, because when we were in school, generally we learned by the 5 W's: the what, the when, the where, the why, the who, right? Today, I'm giving you a bonus how. So when you think about the information that I'm sharing on today, then you should be able to remember the what, the when, the where, the why, and the who as I share it. That is my hope. That is my goal for you guys to be able to remember this information. So again, those of you who are watching on multiple platforms, thank you for coming on into the room. Those of you who are sitting out there in the lobby, come on into the room, set a spell so that you can get this information and so that it lands with you and you can do what it is that you need to do what? Avoid a $10,000 mistake that I made, helping you avoid that same mistake, but also so that you can learn, understand, and implement and avoid a $10,000 mistake that I made, and so that you can do what? You can actually learn the 5 W's of branding, okay? So let me begin by asking this question. How effective would you be right now if you were in charge of your own brand? I would love it if you guys could drop that information in the chat below, or you could write it down, or you could just remember it, so that by the end of this presentation, when I go through the information, I'm going to want to know if your number will change, okay? I'm going to share the 5 W's of branding that will give you clarity, that will help you elevate, and that eventually will help you monetize your brand, especially if you are a Gen X or a boomer and you're looking to build a legacy and not just a hobby, okay? So, but before we jump into that, here's the key. You need to get your assets in order before you invest in branding. That was a part of the $10,000 mistake that I made, because a beautiful brand built on a broken business is just like putting a Gucci bag on a homeless person. It might look good. It might play well on social media, but it doesn't solve the problem. And one of the biggest problems that it doesn't solve is there is more money paid on the bag than put in the bag. And that is a part of what I want to help you avoid on today. But before we dive deep into that, let me tell you why I'm qualified to make that statement, okay? So this year I served as the brand partner and the development lead for the the SpeakerCon 2025 SpeakerCon conference. It's 7th annual SpeakerCon conference. It was a 5-day virtual event hosted by Dr. Cheryl Wood. Now, the only reason I was able to take on that role is because my assets were in order. Having tracked cash flow, my value was clear. Okay. My systems were automated and my operations were organized, right? When the big opportunity came to work on this platform, guess what? Your girl was ready. I wasn't scrambling, might have been a little scared. What do they say? You say you're scared, do it scared. Might have been a little bit of scaredness going on, okay? Might have a little bit of that going on. Why? Because if it ain't big enough, what it is that you are out here in these internet streets trying to do, right? If it ain't big enough, it's not a real goal. It's not something that you can attain, okay? And so while I was in the opportunity of accepting that, of course, I was a little bit scared. But again, because my assets were in order, it did allow me to perform at my greatest. It did allow me to do what? To execute. And that was the big, big deal. Being available to ensure that I could execute was extremely important. Okay. And as you see, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. All right. The phone is over here about to die, but we're not going to stop this information because it's important that you get it on today. Again, because my assets were in order, I was able to execute. Okay. And that's what I want for you guys. All right. So let's talk about the 5 W's of branding. Number 1, what is a brand? Again, if you know, drop the information in the chat. If you don't know, buckle up because we are going to get into that. What is a brand? A brand is you. A brand is your presence. A brand is your absence. Yes, your absence, right? A brand is your product. It's your niche. It's your service, okay? A brand is what you deliver. A brand resides in the mind of the customer, of the prospect, of the potential individual who is encountering your information. Now, when you say you're going to be somewhere, be there. When you say that you are going to deliver something, to do something, do it. Again, a brand is essentially your word, your promise to deliver, and it resides in the mind of the customer, those who are interacting. But here's what most people do not realize. A brand is not just a logo. It's not just your color scheme. It's the entire experience that an individual has with you. Does that make sense? What's going on, Dave? So good to see you. I hope that makes sense. So good to have you in the room, Robbie. Thank you for joining me on today. I think it is Homeschool Mom. So good to see you. Thank you for engaging in the chat as well. So again, a brand is all of those things. It's the complete experience that they have with you. What's going on, Miss Rhonda? Right? And if you're a Gen X like myself, right? If you're a boomer, you have something that younger entrepreneurs don't have. They don't have that wisdom or that experience. They don't have that track record. They don't have decades of employment. They don't have time spent that they can now review and rethink, restructure, rebrand as value, right? Your brand should reflect that because it's not something that's just trendy, right? It's not flashy or aesthetic. And it's not something that doesn't match who you are authentically, okay? Your brand is you. You've earned the right to show up exactly as who you are, okay? That is what a brand is. If that makes sense, say makes sense. Say a brand is me in the chat. I greatly appreciate it. Now, let's move a little bit forward while you guys who aren't driving, drop that in the chat. The next one I want you to ask yourself is, or you may be asking yourself, is why do I need a brand? Why do you need a brand? Yes, a brand is you. Why do you need a brand? Because you need to be everywhere at all times. Your brand needs to be present when you're absent. Now, here's a little bit of back and forth that I would like to give you guys, and hopefully you'll be able to play on this and you'll be able to engage with me for this part, because I know there's a little lag here, but I want to give you the opportunity, and I may move it along and answer for myself. But if I were to say the name Les, what would your answer be? If I were to say the name Oprah, what would the second part of that be? And as you heard me mention a moment ago, I'll give you a little cheat sheet. If I were to say Dr. Cheryl, would you need or would you know to instantly say would, right? If I were to say Ed, would you know to say Milet? If I were to say Mel, would you know to say Robbins, right? Would you know to answer in the affirmative for who those different things are? What's going on, Michelle Colley? So good to see you. Yes, a brand is you, right? Yes, Brown, exactly. Les Brown, Oprah Winfrey, or Oprah Billionaire Winfrey, however you want to say it, right? Yes, yes, and yes. Not sure what that is. We're going to move that out of there. All right. These are the type of individuals that we know. And the reason that we know them is because they have a brand. And that's why you know who they are. They do actually have a brand. Okay. And here's the reality about that. Here's a little bit of business segue, and don't tag or ding me for this, because again, I'm speaking about my journey and how this came about. I was under the knowledge, the teaching that you were born a sole proprietor. You were given a social security number at your inception. Most people were, whether you know it or not. That number can be applied on a tax return under a form called profit and loss. Now, mind you, I am not a CPA. I do not do tax returns. I don't have anything to do with that. But I did learn that that is one of the uses for that number. And it can potentially make you a business. Now, mind you, okay, if you are out here in these streets, in these internet streets, and you are speaking as a coach, you are a speaker, you are a consultant or photographer, you're babysitting, things like that, you are actually a brand. Now, if you don't control that brand, someone else will define for you what that brand is. When they type your name, they will make a distinguishing assumption, whatever it is, for you. You may not control that because you don't currently own that name. It's yours. You were given it. You pay taxes for it. You have a social security, all these different things. It's yours, right? But if you don't learn the proper way to utilize it to your best benefit for your legacy building as income and all of that, then you are actually not in control of it. I am the proponent of saying everybody needs to own their name on the internet, right? Everybody needs to own the domain for their name, whether it's spelled difficult, whether it's long, whether it's repeated, something like a John Brown. If you own a johnbrown.com, my suggestion would be to use a middle initial, or I am, or work with, something like that, so that you own the name. Essentially, because you need a brand so that people know who you are, what it is that you do, why they should choose you, and how they can get in contact with you. These are multiple reasons why you need a brand. Now, if that makes sense, I need for you guys to confirm you should own your name. I must own my name. Of course, if you look up there in the little image up there, or if you follow any of the LINKs that I have provided for you, you will be able to see the multiple ways that you can own your name. I'm always going to suggest that you go to domains.martinabrityelverton.com, my name, so that you can get access, because working directly with me allows me to assist you further. And if you are available to purchase your domain and all of that from me, I am then available to see what it is that I can do to assist you further. Okay. That's why, again, you should, own your name. Why you need a brand. Number 3, when should you invest in your brand? Is that a question you guys have? When should you invest in your brand? Now, I like to say, as soon as you believe. As soon as you believe. Let me share a story with you. So back around 2017, I was on a call with a mentor of mine. And he said if someone came up with a logo for this movement we were discussing on that call, that he would get behind it and the company would support it. I couldn't get off of that call quick enough because I truly understood the impact of what he was saying. The entire company would get behind someone who designed a logo for the movement that they were having at that time. Okay. I designed the logo. I put it on a t-shirt. I put it on mugs. We had it on certificates. We had it on websites. We had that logo everywhere. It became the commemorative logo for that entire company. Never to be utilized, sold again. It was a commemorative logo. It was a staple piece. Okay. Can you imagine pulling up to the Wall Street Bull in downtown New York, stepping out of your very first Uber and seeing hundreds of people in your apparel with the commemorative logo for that movement? If I had never believed before, I believed instantly then. Okay. In that very moment, I was able to say, get it. Not only do I think I can do this, I know I can do this. I got this. As soon as you begin to believe, that is when you should invest in you, your purpose, your mission, your product, your service. That is when you should begin to invest in your brand. But here's the key for my Gen X and my boomers. Well, welcome, Raymond. Come on into the room. Here is the key for that. Don't invest in the branding aspect of it until you get your assets in order. Why do I say that? Because if you take the opportunity to walk through the process of thinking through and following a framework or a blueprint, you can save yourself money. You can save yourself stress. You can save yourself from a $10,000 mistake. Okay. Now, when I'm telling you to get your assets in order, you're probably going, well, what exactly do you mean? Get your assets in order? That's kind of vague. Well, honestly, I am glad that it's a little vague for you guys so that you can actually, again, think a little bit further. Okay. When I'm talking about assets, I'm talking about your cash flow. You know where your money is going in and coming out. You know where your money is coming in and going out. Your value proposition is an asset. Okay. Your systems are automated, right? And it may not be every single one of your system, but something as simple as securing your domain, tagging onto that domain a subdomain, creating a free Google document that lists the finer points of your value and making that subdomain point to that list. Automatically, when a person asks for access to that list, like I told you guys at the very beginning, you can go to cheatsheet.martinayelverton.com and get the cheat sheet for the information I'm sharing with you guys on today. Looking at that cheat sheet, filling it out, right? That is an asset to the value that I'm giving you. And I've given you the subdomain to get there. Okay. Again, that is a system that is automated. So anybody catching, watching, dialing in, listening, paying attention, not driving, can actually download that and fill it out right now to follow along with the information that I'm sharing with you on today. Right? I was able to say your operations are now organized. That's another asset, meaning you can find client information when you need it. You're not spending multiple hours losing that time trying to find paperwork and sticky notes and notes that are in your mobile device and all of that. These are the assets that I'm referring to that you need to get in order first. Making sure all of your social media platforms are consistent, that are organized, that the branding that is set up on each and every one of them is organized. Okay. Again, these are the assets that you need to get in order first. Then you can invest in branding. You guys know setting up social media platforms is free. You guys know that Google Documents are free. Okay, these are the different things that you need to get in order, and that is the order that works. That is the order that will save you from a $10,000 mistake that I made. Okay, number 4, where is your brand found? Everywhere. Everywhere. All over the place, in all places, at all times, everywhere. Yes, everywhere. Okay, your brand is also found tangibly and intangibly. It's found in your smile. It's found in your attitude. It's found in your posture. It's found in your physical appearance, your attire. It's also found on a business card, on a banner, on your social media post, on your blogs, on your email signatures, in your voicemails. Your brand can be found everywhere. Your brand is everywhere that you show up, and it's also everywhere that you're absent, online and offline. And here's something that's really important for my boomers and my 50 plus, my Gen Xers. Don't abandon print media because we're in this digital world. Now, I know a lot is going on with AI, automations, and all of that. Don't abandon the printed business cards. Why do I say that? Because technology fails. As you all saw when we first started, batteries die. Okay, a pen can stop working. Digital technology and the likes will fail sometimes. So you need to have printed materials to slide in there and still make impact. You don't want to miss an opportunity. You still need the business cards. You still need a brochure or two. You still need some printed material so that you can have the backup plan. Okay? When you hand someone a physical business card, there is still a point of connection. And here's a pro tip. If you've ever heard me speak on this before, great. You already know what I'm about to say. If you've never heard this before, buckle up, listen in, lean in, and listen. If you want someone to keep your business card, not only do you give them 2, because you give them one to keep and you give them one to give away, but on one of those, you turn it over and you write your personal number on there, right? You may have to write a business extension on there, right? The more likely they are to hold on to it because you personalized it, all right? That's one tip. So let's talk about the digital impact of that, and here's a tip for that. Generally, you're taking a person's information and you're putting it into your mobile device these days, right? Now, here's what I suggest you do to make sure that you have that personal connection, even digitally. When you're finished keying in their information and you're getting all of that typed in, I challenge you to pause and say, you know what? Let's see whose name I have here so I can use it as a example. Michelle, I'm a Gen X. My mind can be going a little wonky sometimes. Hop in this picture with me real quick and let me take a picture of us. So not only do I remember where we met at, but every time you call, I'll see me and you, and the energy that's going on here today is going to trigger something in my memory. Because who else knows it's kind of weird when you take your phone and you take a picture of someone to save it on their profile in your phone, right? Kind of weird, especially these days, right? So take the opportunity to jump in the picture with them and say, let me save this for us. Because, you know, my memory would do a number on me sometimes, but I know when I see your face standing next to mine, I'm going to remember where we are, what we were doing, what we learned, the energy that we shared on today, and they are much more likely to hop in the picture with you. Okay? Pro tip. Again, your brand should be everywhere, but especially where your ideal clients and customers are looking. Who would want to be sitting over here on Pinterest, spending and investing time and putting up pins but your ideal individual, your ideal customer is sitting on TikTok looking for you. Who would want to be on Facebook, but your ideal customer is sitting on IG? Who would want to be on LinkedIn, but your ideal person is sitting on a different platform? They may be on Twitter, or they may be somewhere else on X, right? Make sure you take the opportunity. Thank you so much for the likes and the loves and the roses. I appreciate it. That must mean this information is landing with you guys. I really, truly appreciate it. Thank you so much for that self-love. So again, know where they are, be there, okay, and be authentically you while you're there. And the fifth W is who should brand. You, I say it again and louder for the people in the back. You should brand. You are in charge of driving revenue into your own household, okay? Another mentor taught me that you are the CEO of your life, your business, and your legacy. And here's the truth. Someone, somewhere, is waiting for you to do what you have been born, passionate, and purposed to do so that they can see and hear you do it and know that they can too. Right? Dr. Cheryl says someone is waiting on what you are sitting on. I wish I had my planner here with me so that I could share that with you. It's a quote in my Cash Flow Queens planner. I have no idea why and where I don't have that sitting right here, being as though I knew. Hold on one hot second. Here in this awesome planner that is releasing next month, I think I'm going to go ahead and run it as a Black Friday deal. Here in this awesome planner, the Cash Flow Queens Goals Planner, it is a 90-day implementation plan. Here in that planner, I have a quote from Dr. Cheryl Wood, and she says, and I quote, okay, somebody is waiting on what you are sitting on. Somebody is waiting on what you are sitting on. Your voice is assigned to someone, and that someone is assigned to your voice. I got that one off of TikTok for Barank, Barank, if y'all want to follow him on TikTok, right? Someone is watching your progress. Someone is waiting for you to get to your testimony so that they can have hope for theirs as well. That's why you should brand, because your voice matters. You are enough. Your experience matters. Your wisdom matters. Y'all type my value is enough. My wisdom matters. My purpose means something. Any of those three in the chat. So I can make sure you got it because you matter, right? If those of you who've wondered how in the world I'm able to say this particular quote, y'all should never, ever, 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 ever in life again fear swimming. Mr. Jonas, Dr. Jonas with the bonus, blew my mind with this quote. He said 200 to 500 million swimmers are released at that appointed time. And you're here. You made it. You only needed to learn to swim once. And you're here. You matter. Your voice matters. Your purpose is meant to be here. And if you are a Gen X, a boomer, you need to know you have decades of experience that younger entrepreneurs don't have. Your age is your competitive advantage. Don't hide it. Brand it. Okay? So I also said that I was going to give you a bonus W. And that's how you should use your brand. Everywhere that is appropriate. What's going on, Marie? I'm not even going to mess that name up. Come on into the room, Kizzy. Okay. Your logo, your hashtag, your slogan to get your assets in order, your contact information, and your payment options. And many more are available on this cheat sheet for you. Okay. Again, your name, so they know who you are. Hello, your logo, so they recognize you visually. Okay, your slogan or your hashtag, so they remember your message. You guys cannot forget to get your assets in order, or brand master, or cash flow queen. Okay, Again, your contact information, like your mobile phone, your business line, your email, your website, your social media handles, okay? Because people will want to look you up before they choose to do business with you, okay? That is one of the better ways, if it's all consistent across the board, that they can remember you, that they can become familiar with you, that they can know you and they can like you and they can trust you enough to do business with you. Appropriately use all of these different areas to brand and utilize and post and put out into these internet streets your information. You want to make sure you make it easy. Okay. Now, let's not forget your payment alternatives. You may not, thank you so much for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. You may not be interested in the PAL-PAY. Did I say that right? PAY-PAL. You may not be interested in that particular payment alternative, but it's the most familiar. It's the most well-known, and they've done a lot to work on themselves. You may not know or use Stripe. You may not know there are ACH options, but my point is, make it easy for people to do business with you. Don't make them hunt for your information. Don't make them search for how to pay you. Why? Because sometimes people up in the middle of the night, they consume your content 7, 4, 11, 20 something times, and now they're ready. Imagine how quickly you will lose them if they can't figure out how to pay you, how to book some time with you, how to purchase a product or a process or a service from you. What's going on, Blindly Living Life? Thank you. Again, if they cannot figure out how to pay you, they will move on. We live in a microwave society, I hate to say. 3 to 5 seconds to garner, to maintain, and to hold their attention. Don't make it difficult for people to pay you. Okay? Make it easy for them to do business with you. Don't make them hunt for it. All right? Now, with all this information that you've just received, you may be thinking, Martina, this all sounds good, but I don't even know where to start. Well, that's where we come in. Okay? I help the Gen X boomer, the entrepreneur, the new, the stuck, the aspiring, the struggling startup speaker entrepreneur, right? To clarify, elevate, and monetize their brands. And we do it through a DIY, a DWI, and a done for you option. Okay. That's so good. That's so good. I'm doing well. I'm out here doing what I love to do, right? I'm out here doing what I absolutely love to do and sharing with people the value that I know about how to increase your brand value. And I give you the 5 W's. Okay. So when you're looking at the DIY, you're probably thinking, my goodness, you just gave me all that information. I didn't even know what a brand was. I help you by giving you templates. I help you by giving you frameworks. As you saw, I said, go to cheatsheet.martinabrittyelverton.com. Download this cheat sheet. Figure out the blanks and the different things that I've said. Go over to one of the other platforms and catch the replay, right? So that you can fill this out. So now you have a working document in front of you that you can actually refer back to, right? You may be doing the work, but you're not doing it alone. And this is perfect if you are a hands-on person who's interested in saving money right now. Aren't we all? The done with you option allows us to work together a little differently. It's like I'll guide you through the process. We'll collaborate on your brand strategy, and I'll help you implement the different things that we're talking about. Now, this is perfect if you want partnership and you want accountability. What's going on, Joe King? Welcome into the room. Hey there, Travell. Again, this is the option for the individual who wants accountability and they want to partner together. And then finally, there's the done for you option. And this is where our agency does everything for you. You show up for your strategy sessions, you get your directives and all of that. And then we handle the rest. Your logo design, your website, revamp if needed, build from scratch, your business cards, your social media setup, everything. Now, this is perfect for the individual who wants to focus on their value, while we handle the rock solid foundation build. Okay. All 3 options start with the exact same foundation, and that's getting your assets in order. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you guys. But before we move further, we make sure that we've gone through some of the information in your cash flow queen goals planner, making sure you take the opportunity to track, hello, the cash flow in, cash flow out, to pay attention to what you really know is your value, and you've gotten clarity on that, right? Setting up your systems, based on what you've been able to track for 30, 60, 90 days that you currently do consistency. Because when you get organized in this fashion, setting up your system behind what you've tracked is a breeze. Again, getting your assets in order before you make the $10,000 mistake that I made. Now, I said I was going to ask you this when we got closer to the end. How effective right now do you think you would be if you were in charge of your brand, based on now you know what the 5 W's of branding really are, and you've received a little bit of a bonus, on how you could potentially implement your brand? How effective do you think you would be now? If you started out at a 3, did you at least come a little bit closer to a 4 or a 5? Do you feel coming and understanding? No problem at all. Do you feel that now that you understand some of the foundational aspects of what a brand is, do you think you would be a little bit more effective now that you've received some knowledge? Has your number changed at all? All right. Hello, superstar. Blessed by the best. Indeed, I am. And so are you. Right. My hope is that your answer is yes. Okay. Here's what I would love for you guys to do next. We offer a free speaker readiness assessment. And the reason I'm referring specifically to the speaker readiness assessment is because, believe it or not, once you begin to walk in your own value, your own purpose, your own passion, you're going to have to open your mouth at some point and speak to somebody about the gift that you have inside. You may not be the speaker that's going to be crossing stages. You may not be the speaker that's on TikTok doing live, that's sitting on multiple platforms, recording this training so that it can go into the arsenal. You may not be, but you're going to have to open your mouth and you're going to have to say something, right? And the best way for us to assess where you are in your business is to actually have you take an assessment. So you can go to speakerready.martinabrityelverton.com. You can look at the 20 questions that are available there. You can answer these based on where you are as a speaker, or you can just simply go to assessment.martinabrityelverton.com and you can take the assessments that is there. Either way, you need to know where you are and what gaps needs to be filled in, right? From there, you will receive a 25-point checklist. It is an entire business checklist where you can actually go down and check. Yes, I have this. No, I need that. Probably need to do this. And there comes with it a customized plan of action for you to know, where do I even get started? Now, when it's time for you to pick or choose from the DIY, DWY, or done for you option, you'll kind of know where you already lay in the land, in the foundation of things, okay? Even beyond that, you can come over to the Brand You community and you can get some more free resources, some templates, and support from others. This is a brand new community we are building, right? A brand new community focused on helping the new, the aspiring, the emerging, the stuck, and the struggling speaker and or entrepreneur to figure out, how do I now move as a Gen X or a boomer? Because I got a little bit of tech fear. I have a little bit of AI phobia. I have a little bit of social media, challenges going on. Wouldn't you want to be among others who are thinking they're struggling in that realm? Yes, so that you all can work together. So again, if you are ready, you can book a call, right? To determine, once you receive that checklist and you're looking at the information, where you may need to get started. What restructuring, revamping, what is it that you may need to do to be able to move forward? Remember, guys, you're not building a hobby. You're building a legacy. And legacies are not built on broken businesses, okay? They're built on solid foundations. I want you to get your assets in order first, because I don't build brands on broken businesses, okay? Again, we build on solid foundations, okay? I want you to get your assets in order first, then make it beautiful. That's how you will avoid a $10,000 mistake in your investments, in your time, in your branding, in your business, okay? I hope that makes sense for you guys. I hope you were able to glean something from that. I hope you understand that a brand is you. You must own your name. You need to be out here telling any and everybody about what it is that you do. Why? Because it's your God-given gift to share and to give it away. Let him take care of the income and the flow that comes from that, okay? Are you the lady that Dwayne Williams blessed last week? Indeed, I am blessed to be the best, blessed by the best. I am. I was actually on my secondary interview with his staff on yesterday. And one of the things that they requested was that I send them over similar to a mock-up of how I coach or how I teach or how I train. Okay. And I said, you know what? Instead of just sending them over a mock-up, let me go ahead and do an update. Thank you so much. I am so unbelievably excited about the journey that is going to take. I said, instead of sending them a mock-up, number one, because I love to coach and I teach and I train, and I know that I missed on this past Tuesday, Teacher Tuesday, I said, let me give these people some things to think about. Okay. And I decided to come on here and do a Think About It Thursday while I'm in between Uber momming my little people. I said, let me hop on here and let me put an update to the 5 W's of branding, because it's been a little bit of time now. This is one of the topics that I actually teach on when I am called upon to speak. I speak about branding, but I actually hadn't had a recorded update. We just spoke about this most recently. And I also just presented on the SpeakerCon conference about the 5 mistakes that brand new brands and businesses need to avoid in an avoid framework. I said, let me go ahead and go out here and just go live and give a little bit of information on the 5 W's for branding, send that over to them so that they can see what my zhuzh is like, you know, how I endeavor to get on here and coach and teach and train and educate people on branding, because again, that's my specialty. So yes, thank you for asking that question. I am thrilled at where that project is going to go, what that's going to look like, as well as how many people I'm going to be able to impact and save them from thousands of dollars of mistakes based on just my history and what I've done. Yes, the 5 mistakes that brand new aspiring speakers and entrepreneurs, brands, and businesses need to avoid. All right. But hello to everyone. Hey, Miss Rhonda, so good to see you. So that's what I wanted to discuss on today. If you guys have any questions, I would love to see questions dropped into the comments. Let's see, I have a couple that I have over here on this platform showing up. Take the opportunity to engage with each other. You know, like my coach, Heather in HR says, don't follow everybody. Follow the people who are aligned with what it is that you're here to do, who are aligned with your value, your vision, your voice, your impact. Don't just follow everybody, because then you're going to end up with a bunch of trolls. Follow the people that you know that you are sent to bless. Follow the people that you truly want to engage with. Okay. Follow the people who are truly, genuinely on an aligned path as yourself. So if you see somebody in here, go ahead and grab their name, follow them, do all that good stuff. What's going on, Kevin? So good to have you back. Definitely. So when are you going to be live again? I missed a lot. It's okay. I have figured out in these TT streets, okay, that you can go back and you can actually download your videos. Yeah, so I'll be live Sunday at 6:00. But you can download your videos. And so now that you can download your videos, that means I'll be able to repost it. Yay! Just figured that out. Again, y'all know I'm a TikTok newbie. But yeah, I just figured that out. So I'll definitely figure out a way to get this reposted. But again, I am on all platforms. And if you choose to go have a look at one of the other platforms, this is actually broadcasting over there live as well. And, you know, you have access to those. On one of them, they take your stuff down in 30 days. Who knew? Like, the audacity, right? And on the other one, your stuff lives forever. So on YT is where I am most prevalent, and I am in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. Okay, so I'm on the East Coast. I'm over here in country North Carolina. We are 5:45 is the time right now. And I am getting ready to wrap up because I actually am on Uber mom in duty, right? I have 4 total children, all adults now. 3 of them drive, one of them does not, and the 2 that currently that are teening right now that are just came into, thank you very much, that are just teening, one of them doesn't drive, and he has some errands that we got to go run. Okay, thank you so much for the gift. I appreciate it, and thank you guys for your heart me. If you are in the room and you have not had an opportunity to grab your heart me, do that, because I want to make sure that you click that and you go back and you claim your points, right? So that this algorithm knows you are a real person, you are an engager, and that you are very interested in the content that I'm sharing. I greatly appreciate that. That's one of the reasons I'm also falling in love with this platform. No shade, y'all. No shade. Okay. But I'm really falling in love with this platform. Okay. So again, just wanted to give that information to you on today. I will figure out how to get this downloaded again. If you want to look at the other platforms, you can to go back and watch it, but definitely grab your cheat sheet, martina.yelverton.com, so that you can actually print it out, write it down, fill in this, and you can get a feel of the 5 W's of branding, and you can become more authentically connected to who it is that you are, what it is that you do. Why should you do it? When should you do it? Where should you do it? All of that. What's going on, Crystal? And thank you guys for the hearts and the love and pushing me out to the FYP. I know it's many more of you guys out there in the lobby kind of gleaning in and watching from afar. Y'all need to come on into the room and set a spell. You know what I'm saying? Grab your heart meets. Make sure you claim your points so it makes sense for the time that you invested in me, okay? And that you get this information. Definitely follow on the other platforms. Print out what you need to print out. Watch this back on the platforms. Fill out your sheet. And I would love it if you guys could actually share that with me. So if you fill this out and you actually take a picture of it and you actually post it on one of the other platforms, I will figure out a treat. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a good one. Okay. I will figure out a treat for you guys so that I can make sure you understand I really am here to deliver as much value as I can to help you guys avoid a $10,000 branding mistake like I did, right? And why, and how it is that I'm here to serve. Hello, Crystal. Thank you. Thank you guys again for loving. I will be on again tonight at 9:30 in Heather in HR, because I want to know more about how I can do a better job of engaging with you guys when you come into the live, so that I can make sure that I am still delivering the content that you need, but also that I'm still engaging in the chat. And I want to make sure we ain't cross mixing, messing nobody up and all of this, right? And I also have to figure out how to make it shorter content. Okay. Shorter content on here, longer content on there. But again, if you missed the very beginning of this when I talked about the 5 W's of branding, it's going to be streaming on that platform as well. You can grab your cheat sheet, you can print it out, you can follow all that. If you shoot me a copy of it on one of these platforms that you actually filled it out, I am going to find something to bless your entire business or brand with, I promise. Okay. So I'm getting ready to go run this last non-driving son of mine around on his errands, and I got to go pick up my daughter because she's at her second job, and then I will be back here getting ready, getting in position for Heather and HR tonight at 9:30. Today is Throwback Thursday. Yeah, today is Throwback Thursday at 9:30. Thank you so much for your love, for your hearts. I hope I've done a little bit of ad-libbing for you guys to actually send your daily heart meets, as well as you going in and claiming your points for that, so the algorithm knows that you're real. I want to take a quick attendance, and I will say thank you so much, self-love, for your information. Motivated to stay healthy, aren't we all? So thank you for sharing that information. I would love to be able to join you to see what you're going to do to motivate us all to stay healthy. Blessed by the best. We need to get you a bio, my friend. All right, so that I can ensure that I do have 100% reason to follow you, that I know that you are real. Let's see, Crosby's. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Hello, and your manifestation soon flows. follows. I like that. Now, that's what I mean. That's something that I can get behind. All right. And let's see, Miss Rhonda. Miss Rhonda, I believe we're already friends. We are. She said, a proud business owner of my freedom. Hello. Kevin Green, thank you so much for that. Kevin Green, Cypress, Texas, tax expert. All right. Real estate broker, insurance broker. Go ahead with your bad self. Sexy Princess, you need to get an image on here and a bio so that people will be more inclined to follow you. And let's see, Philippians 4:13 by XZY. I can do everything through him who gives me strength in the name, right? Hello. So that is my attendance for today. My number 1 is Self-Love 7. My number 2 is Blessed by the Best. My number 3 is Crosby's Hot Sauce. Thank you guys so much for engaging with me on today. That is roll call for today. Yes, so 9:30, and the channel is Heather.41, or it's Heather R.41. She goes live at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time tonight, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be Throwback Thursday. We have 2 other, I know I do Think About It Thursday, but we have 2 other things that we're going to be covering on tonight. So if available, join me over in Heather and HR's room. If you type Heather HR, I promise you, you can find her pretty simple. And join us tonight at 9:30. Miss Rhonda said, I will not stay down there. I'm going to bump myself right on up. I appreciate it. Again, the other thing I got to learn is how to create my own community name here on TT, because of the whole, when you get your badges and all that, I want things to show up that say brand master, on mine. So I'm going to be asking those questions tonight in the HR office. Again, if we could tap it out to 5K, I think that would be dope. I'll be very proud of that. I'm already proud of the love that you guys have shared with me and given me on thus far. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I appreciate it. So I need to, hold on, let me read that. Yes, Miss Rhonda, add something on here. Well, Heather helped me really flesh out mine a little bit more. I actually on today went and I had a session with her, and I actually on today went and printed out my notes from my session on her, my consultation with her, to the tune of 2 full pages and a 3rd page on here of information of homework on my TikTok strategy snapshot for myself, and what I need to do as far as my quick bios, my options, my hooks. Like, I may be a brand master and I may be able to help you guys visualize, organize, and get to the bag, right? But here on TikTok, this is a whole new world. Look at that. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. We can already say I have the best community started. Yay me. Yay him in me. Right. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you guys pushing me over that 5K. I don't think I've ever I have to go look at my analytics, but I don't think I've ever hit that before. So thank you for helping me reach a goal on today. Let me show y'all this other new trick I learned. All right. You go to where your live goal was. Let me see if I can do it. Yes. And I can adjust my goal before I leave. And when I adjust my goal before I leave, it shows TT that I achieved my goal, right? That looks good to the algorithm. Even if we did switch up the system just a little bit, I'm telling you, I love when I learn new things like this. So that's pretty dope. Thank you all. That's a tip that I guess I could give you on today. Tips Thursday, I don't know, for how to make sure that you achieve your goals. I'll check you guys. Hopefully I'll see you guys tonight at 9:30. If not, I'll see you Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same bat channel, same bat time. Thank you so much for your time, guys. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and shut us on down out of here. I hope you guys, if you are watching on this particular platform, we're on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube over here. I hope you got an opportunity to see some of the things that I'm learning about the TT platform and how I am actually expanding my brand over on TikTok. And hopefully you guys will come and join me over there. Follow me on the multiple platforms that we're on together. Join me over there on TikTok, because I really am having a lot of fun and I'm sharing everything that I'm learning along this journey. All things branding, all things monetization, all things community building, all of that in hopes that we can get our name spread further and deeper in these streets. Okay. Thank you for your time on today. I'll catch you on the very next one.